This is the British Basketball League Trophy, and this is going to be one hell of a matchup between two teams on currently different ends of the group at the moment. Our three referees signed Ed Judansky, Rob Hickman, and Tahir Akkar. Three referees for this big matchup. Well, Basketball fans, we would like to apologize for the technical issues that we were facing at the beginning with the audio. We are back, and we thank you for your patience. But now it's game time, and, you know, Zania, a must-win game for Bristol.
Yeah, definitely a must-win. They're here at home, so that will help. But also, both of these teams a little bit wounded, Josh. You know, they've got in 6-7 man deep. They don't go far on their bench, so we'll have to see.
Of course, both teams members of the European North Basketball League as the Eagles turning it over. Graham Bell now passing off, and they miss a wide open layup in transition. Good recovery by Taj Green.
Yeah, they can't afford misses like that, Josh.
Johnson trying to isolate, guarded by the younger Corey Samuels, but he fires up a three, no good. And Brad Green, you know, he's a player that's taken everybody's eye so far this season. Very similar position to how he used to play. Oh,
wow, thank you. Yeah, he's averaging pretty much a double-double, leading the league regular season in rebounding. He's right at the top.
Samuels left wide open, finds a three up and hits nothing, and a foul has been given. Well, both teams you mentioned, maybe a little bit of fatigue settling in at the moment because off to a bit of a slow start here in the early moments.
Hey, also going back to Brad Green, I voted him for an All-Star 5.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, I did. Have you voted yet?
I haven't. I think I need to get on that right away then.
I think so, at halftime.
Well, another turnover now. Flyers come up with it, trying to go in with the Euro step and a smooth play in transition as Bristol get the first field goal of the game.
Lovely move, a crossover, and then the finish at the rim. Strong, I love that for him.
Well, a very tough place to come and play here, Bristol. Many teams, great teams, of course, coming here and losing. A good help side defense by Graham Bell. The Flyers look at extend.
Olsen just a little bit. You see him holding his hand, maybe. He's hurt himself.
Well, finds Brad Green in the lane, goes up, and a big man, way too easy. Well, where was the help side defense, Zania?
Nowhere to be seen, and definitely he'll be at the top of the scouting report. Like I said, he's leading in a double-double, knows how to get it done around the rim.
Oh, Taj Green firing a three-pointer. Well, it's interesting with Taj Green. We do see him take a volume of three-pointers, but yeah, when he's on, and when he's not, of course. And you just wonder, is that something he's going to keep going to tonight?
Yeah, I think obviously he can shoot them a little bit of a streaky. I think he's much better around the rim, and obviously he loves the highlight dunk.
Well, Graham Bell going for his mid-range. Can't connect with this one. Eagles still searching for that first field goal here in the first quarter. Larry Austin Jr. trying to isolate. Well, Defoe now trying to split two defenders, and that's good defense coming from Roel. Graham Bell taking the charge from the big man.
Yeah, takes the hit. Nice little move, though, from the fine wine.
I tell you what, 20 years from now,
yeah,
Newcastle Eagles are going to have to recruit a new team to support Darius Defoe on the floor. I don't think this guy's ever going to retire.
Well, he's definitely up there. He's this is, what's it, 20th season?
Well, again, he started his career when I was 14 years old. That's how crazy it was. Like, whatever it is, fine wine, drinking from the fountain of youth. I mean, he still keeps playing. Great player, Darius Defoe. Still with a two-possession lead, going to Brad Green. Big man putting up a tough one inside the paint, can't get it. And the Eagles secure the rebound. Larry Austin Jr. going between the legs, going up, and he draws a foul. Again, the acceleration of Larry Austin Jr. This guy is tough.
Yeah, I really like it. This is where he excels. Kind of gets the crossover, gets the defender out the way, and then he's just so strong going to the rim. He's a big piece of Newcastle, obviously getting him recruiting. Newcastle, for me, did the best job in the summer, going out, getting Taj Green from Manchester, Austin Jr. from Phoenix. They did a really good job. Also, Will Neighbor, he's been injured. But a good recruiting off-season.
Of course, a man who has won the British Basketball League Trophy when he was with the Cheshire Phoenix. That was against the London Lions back in 2022. Of course, Newcastle winning their first ever British Basketball League Trophy back in 2005. Something the Flyers aspire to get to.
Yeah, and the reason why I picked Austin Jr. there, the guy to watch is because his stat line was incredible. Their last game versus Manchester was 19 points, 11 rebounds, okay, 4 assists, but it was 6 steals for me. He just ball hunted. He was constantly, you know, finding the ball, stealing it, sacrificing his body. And for me, it was Jordan Johnson, you know, outscored him, but I felt like he had the complete game.
Of course, the relentless nature of this team. And at the moment, still trying to find the way in this game. Wilson finding Brad Green. Almost turns it over. The big man keeps this one alive. They're still looking very shaky in their offense at the moment. Samuels has to force up a Hail Mary three-pointer. Can't get it. And then you can see, again, very uncanny behavior from both these two teams. Careless turnovers, probably just at the moment trying to assert themselves in this game.
Yeah, just settle into the game, both of them. This will be Newcastle's 3rd game. Played London and lost that 99-77, and Manchester, they got that dub, where this is Bristol's 2nd game of the trophy.
Well, the foul's going to be called inside the paint. This one's against Darius Defoe. And I'm sure he agrees with the call. I think he may be going to the bench.
I don't think as a player you ever agree with the call.
It's subjective, or,
yes.
you know, it's. But you're right. I don't think many players
turn around and go, yes, perfect call, referee. But, you know, sometimes.
Well, Flyers leading by 3 points. Just over 3.5 played in the first quarter. Trying to isolate now. Samuels looking for a gap here. To put up a circus shot, but again, somehow finds the backboard. Tough move by Corey Samuels. That's the kind of shot you just work on at practice at the end of practice. It's not something your coach wants you to put up now. Nice pick and roll move as Del Pesh goes in and finishes. That's beautiful pick and roll basketball.
Yeah, that's perfect. Pick and roll, you're right. Newcastle doing a good job getting back in transition defense. That's why Bristol are great.
Green going for the isolation, but again, the tipping is good. Well, second chance points could be a big factor in this game, Azania.
Yeah, well, they're all crashing the balls, and that's what Bristol's DNA is. They are constantly, you know, throwing 3-4 guys to the offensive boards.
Well, Larry Austin Jr., he fires up a 3, and again, no problem for Austin. 316, getting the first 3-pointer for the Eagles.
Yeah, walked right into that one, didn't he?
Well, he doesn't usually start for Newcastle. He has been coming off the bench quite a lot this season, but
yeah,
it's interesting
so
the lineup
injuries.
they've gone with.
Yeah, just so many injuries. You know, they've only got a 3-man rotation. But I like it. I just think he's so solid. You know what you're going to get from him. Very consistent, strong, gets to the basket, but then loves the defensive side of things as well.
Well, this loyal Bristol Flyers fan base coming into this arena, looking forward to moving into their own arena, of course. As Graham Bell unable to hit the 3-pointer. That's going to be a very exciting time when they do move into that new arena.
I think an exciting time for the whole British Basketball League. You know, Sheffield got a new arena. Caledonia has one. And I just think it's expanding and real exciting times.
McGill passing this one off. It's enough. Well, they come up with a loose ball. Can Bristol push this? Graham Bell splits it. Defense goes up, throws it down with 2 hands. And that is BEA. Beautiful basketball. Well, Basel fans, again, 4:49 to go. We're in the first quarter. We're going to take a short break as we'll be back momentarily. Graham Bell went coast to coast, made it look convenient, and went up like EasyJet with a two-handed jam in transition.
Beautiful Euro step, split defense, and rock the rim. Bristol starting really well, assertive. You know, they missed that first couple of layups to start the game. Oh, we're in the first quarter.
Well, again, if you look at the surroundings of this arena, it does remind you of the old Thames Valley Tigers pit arena back in the day. Of course, the fans here, they're very passionate. As the block has been made, Green goes for another three. It's up in the corner, getting the second tray ball for the Eagles.
And that's what, you know, Green is good at. He can stretch the floor, and he was wide open there. Let it go.
Flyers, of course, still leading by 1 point. Must-win game for them tonight. Newcastle could break their hearts if they take the victory. Graham Bell going for a tough step back, a fadeaway, can't get it. It's going to be an out-of-bounds violation as he was just stepping in as he caught the pass. Again, think he agrees with that one, or do you think he's probably like, oh, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, they said that he was out of bounds. He caught that.
Well, the progression of this young man's career, if you go back to the year 2013-14 when he was playing in the NBL Division 1 for Leeds Carnegie, the team that existed before going to the British Basketball League Leeds Force, went and played in Spain for a while until returning to the league back in 2021 with the Plymouth City Patriots. And you know, for me, he's a huge success story for any British basketball player.
Yeah, you're totally right. And the progression of his career is only up, and I think he's a really good fit for Bristol.
And McGill going for that third three-pointer for the Eagles. Can't get it. Goes out of bounds. That's going to go back to the Flyers. But you like what Bristol's doing right now, trying to do everything to keep Newcastle off the offensive rebounds. But more importantly, they're just hungry down the other end. They contest for every second chance.
Yeah, and this is where Bristol is really good, you know. Unfortunately, they've had lots of injuries that just kind of not helped. But this is the whole point of basketball, and in the season, injuries happen, players leave.
Allison went up with a big three-pointer, can't get it. Nice transition as Austin Jr. is going to go up and finish this one. Nice fast break coming from the Eagles.
Perfect. Used the rim to protect himself so nobody could block the shot.
Back and forth between these two teams. Graham Bell trying to post up and he's going to get called for a traveling violation. Great defense by Taj Green.
Yeah, a little frustration starting to get into. Let's have a look. Yes. If he released it on the first one, it would have been just fine, but that is the right call. I don't own a burgundy shirt or a whistle, but no referee, but that is the right call.
We are good friends with Tahira Akar and Ed Udansky. Yes. We can always get one. There's the penetration by McGill. Nowhere to go. Finds Taj Green. Johnson trying to isolate here. Defense coming from the Flyers, but to no avail because another three-pointer coming from Ricky. Well, he's on fire early on. And timeout's going to be called.
Yeah, and those two pieces are just huge. Jordan Johnson and then Ricky, for me, are just, they know how to get it done. Then you add Larry Austin Jr. Those three guards are really unstoppable, can get a bucket whenever they want. They can create their own offense also. Really tough matchup for Bristol.
Well, Drew Lasker made a very, very good point about Ricky McGill on Twitter at one point because there was a lot of expectations of him coming back to the league. And I think with this team, he's not really the one go-to option. When he was playing for the former Plymouth Raiders, he always had the ball in his hands. But, you know, he's taken his time, and he's had some great games this year where he showed how great he was when he played in the league back in 2021.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point that you're making. And there's only one basketball, right? But they've got to share the basketball. It always cracks me up that we've just seen Taj Green always eating Haribo's. He eats so many sweets, it's ridiculous. I'm going to call him out. You can have them at halftime, but he eats them the whole time, Josh.
I think Dwight Howard had something similar when he played for the Orlando Magic, and I think the technical staff had to do something about it.
We've seen him cramp a lot. There he goes. Cheeky puts one more in before he goes back in the game.
Look, as long as he's got Tang Fastix, I've got no problem with it, of course.
There you go. He's got many packets on the side. Maybe we can get one.
Well, Andreas Kapoulis, the man who really is the pioneer behind professional basketball here in Bristol, taking them from the lowest division of the NBL. And, of course, into the promised land back in 2014 is when he brought the British Basketball League to this beautiful city. They must win tonight to keep their trophy chances alive. They're going for pick and pop, and the three is no good. Austin Jr. now attacking, draw another foul, so he'll go back to the free throw line to Zania. He is simply terrifying to defend in transition.
Yep, look at it. Once he puts his head down, you've got to foul him to stop him constantly. It's only going one way.
Well, the return of Levi Bradley, remember he played for the Bristol Flyers back in 2019-20, just before the season was ended due to the global pandemic. Had a good season with the Cheshire Phoenix in 21-22 when he was teammates with Larry Austin Jr. Well, think about where this man has played his professional career, and speaking with a lot of coaches and agents in Turkey that remembered his time there, and a lot of people very impressed with the progression that he has made in this league. I mean, for many years, Cheshire was his home, but it's a new challenge, and it's a lot of expectations when you play for one of the greatest teams in the history of this league. The Flyers going for another three-pointer. This one's way off the mark. Austin Jr. getting the rebound. Eagles leading by 2 possessions. 8-0 run coming from Newcastle so far. Left wide open for the mid-range, goes up and tucks that one away. And at the moment, it's all Newcastle Eagles, a 10-0 run in the last 2:30.
Yeah, Bristol are just, messing up their defensive assignments, in my opinion, that last one.
Oh, another turnover now. Eagles have numbers. As Delpesh goes up, oh my goodness, throws it down. Well, Delpesh has come to play tonight.
Yeah, really putting the pressure on Bristol, quieted the crowd. And Bristol really need to take care of the ball, be more sharp.
Well, can they cancel 3 minutes without a bucket? And there's a penetration, goes in, no foul calls. Well, Delpesh trying to save this one. That's going to go out of bounds, but you got to appreciate the big man diving on the floor.
Working hard, right? Sacrificing his body. Really important that you try and get that extra possession. This is Newcastle, look, great way to share the ball. They're playing beautiful team basketball. Nobody cares who scores. They're just doing it all together.
Last time they won the trophy was back in 2020. That was a big finals. Brad Green cancels the 12-0 run. A good move by the big fella. Was quite a final they played in 2020. That was against NBL divisions Solon Kestrel's. Green way off the mark for the three-pointer. Just under a minute to go in the first quarter. 6-point lead to the Newcastle Eagles. Levi Bradley goes in with a tough little jump hook, and he's a very interesting player because I remember when he first joined the league back in 2019, he was always trying to figure out his position.
He's kind of, he's undersized, quite long and lean.
This is good. Bowman going for another three in the corner. And again, Johnson just nails it. Yeah, and it is raining three-pointers.
Yeah, coming into their own now. Started a bit slow.
Another foul goes on. Gets the ab one. So he'll be going to the free throw line. Much better isolation play coming from the Bristol Flyers. This time it is Keedy Johnson.
Doing a better job. There, takes the hit. But for me, it's on the defensive end, Josh. They got to clean up. They're all getting sucked into the paint. They've got to stay with their man, help, but they've just got to open up a little bit more. I think they're all getting sucked to the ball. Do you know what I mean? They're all ball watching. But, they're sticking around.
Johnson converts the three-point play. 25.3 seconds left. So Newcastle will try to dribble this one down for the very final possession. Johnson's leading the game after just getting his first field goal. Bristol do have one foul to give. McGill now trying to go all the way. Doesn't dribble it down for the final shot, but again, the defense, Zania, nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, way too easy. Just
an hour under 10 seconds. Final seconds now. Samuel's got to force this up. Pump fakes, puts up the three off the back, but almost got it. Well, Basel fans, 23-17, the end of the first quarter. We'll take a short break as we'll be back momentarily. Well, the player you chose to look out for is Larry Austin Jr. What a game he's having.
Yeah, well, I picked him for a reason. I know what I'm doing, Josh. 9 points, he's 3 from 4 from the floor. He's also got himself to the free throw line and also added 4 rebounds so far in that first quarter. Newcastle falling back into a 2-3 zone here, changing up the defense, making Bristol have to think.
Samuels going baseline, finds Bradley. It was a fadeaway in the post. Again, he has such a high release, it's almost unblockable.
It's a good, really lovely shot. They'll take that, Newcastle, I think. They're happy with that tough jump shot.
Austin Jr. going to the corner. McGill wide open for 3. Well, they took a gamble, but again, it pays off for the Flyers.
Yeah, they're lucky, but wide open shots like that, he's not going to miss many of those.
Samuels does struggle, but this time, no problem from the corner. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point ball game. Flyers coming back.
Yeah, great start to this second quarter by Bristol.
Well, Darius Defoe now, the Chief, trying to use that size. Goes for a tough fadeaway. The foul has been called, but doesn't get the and-1. Looks like it's going to be quite a task for Levi Bradley to try and defend Darius Defoe inside the post. I mean, 20 years of experience. It's not just the brute strength he uses, he's also very crafty inside the post.
Yeah, really smart. You know, took his time down there, poise. And that's what happens as you become a veteran. The game just slows down. You can take your time. You can see things before it even happens, and no doubt. And that's how Defoe is still in the game for so long.
Darius Defoe currently at the free throw line, as we mentioned, 39 years young, of course. He's been.
When does he turn 40? Is that a big party up in Newcastle?
The big 4-0.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel a bit nervous to ask him that question. Actually, I think he's born on November the 14th, I believe, actually.
Okay, not till the end of the year.
Trying to go for penetration. Roel Graham Bell somehow, some way, splits the entire help side defense.
Yeah, really good. He's feeling himself, Bell. That's a really lovely drive.
Johnson goes for a quick 3-pointer. We're locked in at 24 apiece. Flyers looking to regain the lead. Goes a no-look pass to Samuels. Well, Graham Bell pump fakes. Down the lane, goes up. Just can't finish. Foul has been committed in transition by Corey Samuels, trying to prevent the Newcastle transition. You think with the team they have, of course, Newcastle probably one of the quickest teams in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, for sure. But for me, it's just, you know, injuries. Look at their bench right now. They have 2 people on the bench.
McGill left wide open again as Zania. That's just not acceptable.
Yep.
Well, they took the gamble on the first one, but you can't have 2 times a good player like that with an uncontested three-pointer, especially when you need to win this game.
Exactly.
Well, this is good passing by the Flyers. They get a good look, and the three-pointer's up. And that's a case of sharing his carry. That's beautiful basketball.
Yeah, Coach Kapoulis claps onto that one. Just going back to injuries, Josh, you know, Will Neighbour, also Josh Ward-Hibbett, huge loss for Newcastle.
Oh, it is raining three-pointers. Nobody looks like they're going to be missing at this point.
When it rains, it pours.
Was improved his three-point shooting that he did against Manchester. He was 2 for 17 in that game. And at the moment, he is on fire. Larry Austin Jr. kicks out McGill. Not another one. It's up. Oh, baby! This guy is unconscious. Somebody call the fire department. He is on fuego.
He's needed. Really feeling it, stepping into a rhythm.
3 consecutive three-pointers. And maybe a foul should have been called there, but again, it's back and forth. Exciting stuff between the Newcastle Eagles and the Bristol Flyers.
There's Jacobs coming off the bench. Well needed backdoor bucket.
Well, he's feeling the confidence. He just cools down. Flyers not letting him have any time or space. Now they go for a quick 3 in transition and gets somebody. Call the electrician, because these 2 teams, they are shooting the lights out of Zania.
They're doing so well, but you need to pick up in defense, in my opinion. They're just walking down the court, walking straight into a 3-point shot. Get up under them. I like it. It's a 3-point shootout, like you said.
We've come to a buffet this evening. Both teams serving it up. And there's a turnover. Now Bristol looking to retake the lead. Goes in. Again, finishing under intense pressure. End-to-end action, but you got to credit the Bristol Flyers. All of a sudden stepping it up a tempo. They are fighting for their lives at the moment here in the British Basketball League Trophy.
Great answer from them. They came out in this second quarter focused, intense, you know, attacking the basket. I love it. They also obviously have injuries too. A big one for me is their captain is Thomas Edwards. Huge loss for them. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Smart. And for me and Smith also, Leslie Smith, a huge post player. They're wounded, but they're managing to get things done. And like I said, this is part of the season. Injuries happen, players leave. There's so many things. And you've just, when your number gets called, you've got to step up. And this game is going to be go down to the wire. But for me, I think Bristol could do a little bit better job on the defensive end.
Of course, it was the Eagles trying to get something going, but good hands here by Trajan Jacob. Once he gets the ball in the open court, his ability to finish in and around the basket just makes him such a reliable player. And that's a response, as you mentioned, Andreas Kapoulis, a very good coach in terms of his tactical knowledge, his experience. But one thing he will always demand from his players whenever they're on the floor is 110 from the heart.
Yeah, well, he gives that. You know, you can see he's like the 6th man on the floor. He's constantly coaching, telling his team what to do. And I really enjoy his style of coaching. He's a real player's coach. And, you know, great guy on and off the court.
Oh, 100, yeah. If you ever meet Andreas Kapoulis off the court, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I mean, I've had the privilege when I was a junior to be coached by him. Just a great basketball mind, and also, as you mentioned, an even better person.
There you go, 7-0 run for Bristol.
Eagles looking to retake the lead again. It's going to be a holding foul here. So that's going to be the 13th foul against the Flyers. Newcastle yet to commit a foul in the second quarter. Flyers have only one more to give. As you mentioned, a 7-0 run from Bristol. has been on fire so far. Finding Taj Green. Trying to go down low to Del Pesh. It's a tough jump, but I don't think Brad Green could have done any better than what he did on defense.
Oh, I like that move. You know, I love a post move. Good patience, dribble to the middle.
I just feel like today it's such an underrated position. You think back in the day,
Yeah.
you know, apart from the great Michael Jordan, it was probably the one position you did talk about. Now it's about bigs taking three-pointers, but as you mentioned, you want to see those kind of post moves as Larry Austin Jr. trying to ask for an upgrade. I don't think he's going to get that one, though.
No, but he's taken out Brad Green's knee. It's pretty much an ox going into a brick wall, so you can see Brad Green is limping. This is not a good look. There he is at the top 55, limping to the bench. They're already man down, Bristol. This is not a good scene for Bristol.
Well, finding Green inside the post. Another turner. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. A very unfortunate, but also careless foul given away by Taj Green. Now, I was saying to all of our viewers watching that may be familiar with the NBA rules, the flagrant foul.
Yeah.
The international game that we have under FIBA rules.
So different, yeah.
And right here, it's just, why? It's so unnecessary.
Yeah. So with that, you have to make a play at the ball. If you make a non-play at the ball, you hit them on the side like he did, holding him back, a swipe across the arms, it's easy for the referee to call. And that's one shot and two shots, excuse me. Look. And the ball back, right?
Well, it's interesting because when you see an unsportsmanlike foul called an and one, it still becomes one shot, but you also get the ball back, of course. But
right.
it's such a, that case is clear as daylight. You know that's an unsportsmanlike foul, but it gets very tough in the half court. As you mentioned,
Yeah.
you must make a play for the ball, but you obviously do see a lot of unsportsmanlike fouls called in transition.
Yeah, you do, and to stop the ball and slow it down, but it's really risky now. Before you could just make a swipe at it, now you have to make a play at the ball.
Well, Bristol have a problem because it's a small lineup. Graham Bell going for a tough step back three-pointer, can't get it. The foul is going to be called. This one's going to be called against the Flyers, so Newcastle will get it back. The problem now is the team foul count is getting bigger and bigger. And without a big lineup, of course, Brad Green leaving. Well, Basel fans, 4:59 to go. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. We're live here in Bristol for the British Basketball League Trophy between the Newcastle Eagles and our hosts, the Bristol Flyers. And of course, welcome to all of our fans watching live on the British Basketball League YouTube. Well, if you are watching this live stream, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the British Basketball League on YouTube, as well as follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. foul count now has gone into the penalty, so any more fouls will be sending Newcastle to the free throw line. Still a very iconic player, of course. And go back to last season, I think we probably looked on many basketball social media platforms in the world. I remember that self-alley-oop off the backboard from the three-point line.
Yep, threw it off the glass. And an incredible dunk. We saw that pretty much every week. I'm surprised we haven't seen it again.
I feel like it's coming.
It's coming. It's
coming, yeah. Well, makes both free throws. Trying to go down the lane again. It's going to be a no foul call whatsoever, but the Eagles come up with it. Leading by 1 point. Austin Jr. going coast to coast. And again, somebody stop that man. He is a road runner.
Yeah, way too easy, and that's where Bristol are just not going to, you know, keep themselves in this game if they're just going to make it that easy. The lane opens up every single time.
He's going to have to get rid of this one. Flyers trailing by 3 points. Lack of size, no Brad Green, no Leslie Smith. Down the lane, good defense by Roel Graham-Bell. Flyers have numbers, gonna go in and around and finishes this one. And it's end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, good answer back. Good solid stop down the other end. They finally closed the door. Look at that, good job. Get in the way of Taj Green, because that would have been an easy dunk. Now attack the other end. Wonderful possession of defense and offense.
This is tough now for Bristol, because you mentioned before Brad Green going out with an injury, but how do you play now with a smaller team? I mean, depending how long he's out for, because you don't have Leslie Smith. I don't think the challenge could get any bigger for Bristol.
Yeah, they've got no big bodies, no post players at all. But other than Defoe, who's now back in, really, Newcastle don't really have a big man per se, other than Defoe that's in, and he likes to turn around jump shot. He doesn't really post up the way Brad Green does. Or Defoe, here he is.
The holding foul's gonna be called on the ground. Now you can see Levi Bradley struggling to defend.
That's smart, and obviously Mark Shootout is intelligent. He's seeing that boom. They're undersized. Let's go inside. Let's punish them. Put it into Green. Put it into Defoe. Put it into Delpeche, and just absolutely grind them down.
And also the fact is they're in the penalty, so any fouls will send Newcastle to the free throw line.
Yeah, but if I'm Bristol, that last possession that they had, that solid stop and then out to the races, that's how you need to get this game going for them. That's where they're wonderful and really excel.
Well, Delpeche currently at the free throw line, missing the first one. Miss them both. Newcastle holding on to a slender 1 point lead.
Yeah, Brad Green is back in. Good. Happy to see that.
Let's hope the big man can go for a long, because they're going to need it for sure.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to just ice that up, but he doesn't look, he's moving pretty well.
Oh, had a wide open layup, but missed everything. But credit to Corey Samuels fighting for the offensive rebound. Bristol again throw it away, and another unsportsmanlike foul is going to be called against Roel Graham-Bell and Zania. Again, I think I'm going to have to agree with this one right from the start, because it's in transition.
Yep.
But again, we'll have to see. Let's have a closer look at this one. Here's the turnover.
Runs right through it. Does he touch the ball right there?
See, the thing is, I can understand why it's called. But then again, is there a deliberate trying to stop it, or is there a genuine attempt to actually go for the ball? Does he touch it? No, but as I'm saying, it's a very tough one, the unsportsmanlike, but I can understand why they've called it, because it's in transition.
Austin Jr. misses the free throw.
Looks like we need to make a text message to our friend Richard Stokes. Good old Rich. Well, Richard Stokes, the man we just mentioned, one of the greatest referees in the history of international basketball, a former EuroLeague referee. Well, you gotta love that, of course. The Toonami.
Yeah, they roll to every game with their drum. of faithfuls, Newcastle Eagles.
Trying to go down low and they almost turn it over.
It's a tough pass for Delpesh to catch. Austin Jr. being that low, I say just put it up on the glass.
Bristol will get this back. They trail by 2 points. 3:03 to go in the first half. I'll tell you what, I'm loving these t-shirts from the Bristol Flyers fans. I want one.
Yeah, they're out. This nice little red number.
Make a phone call to my friend Joel Osborne and see if I can get a late Christmas present. Oh no, early birthday present, thank you.
Yeah, Christmas is over, Josh.
Wallison now trying to go for the step back. Tough three, it's up. Back iron can't get it. Samuel's fighting for the offensive boards. Maybe getting away with a push in the back, but nonetheless, second chance for the Flyers.
Yeah, good rebound though.
Another deep one going up. Well, Bristol going for another offensive rebound, and the big man, well, they definitely missed Brad Green on the floor.
Good job. Bristol Flyers getting multiple offensive rebounds.
Taj Green going for another one, can't get it. Delpesh coming up with a loose one. Johnson from no man's land. Flyers again. Chance to extend here. Locked in at 40 apiece. Well, another deep one again, it's just way off the mark. And it's a bit of a barren spell at the moment between these two teams, Zania.
Both kind of struggling. Jacobs doesn't hit anything of the rim, hits the side. Going back and forth. It is the put two hands, can't do that. Can't put your hands up at the end if you can just move your body.
Again, it's another poor foul because Johnson will go to the free throw line, so a chance to Newcastle to go back up with 1:51 to go. What's the instrument he likes? It's the violin, isn't it?
The violin, yes.
That's hard to learn, you know.
I know.
It's very hard to learn.
Yeah, he loves to play the violin. I was like, what?
I struggled with the drums at school. Violin, that's like a whole new level.
I don't know why, but I can see him with a tiny little violin. But that's not the case. Little fun
I
fact.
might ask him for some lessons myself, actually. Well, it is a 2-point lead. Well, Graham Bell, beautiful post move. Spinning and twisting. Tying the game up back at 42 apiece. Larry Nelson Jr. trying to attack. Another foul has been committed. It's against Brad Green. Well, Bristol need to be careful they don't get into too much foul trouble because, as you mentioned, slightly thinner squad.
Yeah, they can't afford foul trouble, but Graham Bell, 7 points. A really good job in this first half attacking the rim.
It's been 12 points so far here for Larry Austin Jr. He's missed 3 free throws. He's now 4 for 7 from the charity stripe. Again, interesting. Newcastle win tonight. Bristol will be out of the British Basketball League Trophy, so Bristol fighting for everything. Flyers looking to time the game up, possibly take the lead with a three-pointer. Look at the fast break points, 15 of those coming from Newcastle, only 11 from Bristol. Nice Euro step, hanging in the air, getting the and one. Oh, that is a tough move.
Really nice finish. Extra step, crossover here, little hesitation. Hangs in the air, gets hit by Delpesh, and the finish. Lovely job by him. We'll go to the line for one.
Well, he made that look so easy, but that is a tough play to, as you mentioned, go for that cross Euro step and finish. Keedy Johnson, already 1-1 this evening, trying to restore a little bit of a slender lead for Bristol. Converts a free throw. Another deep three is up, and again, no good. Newcastle going cold. Graham Bell came up with it, but he turns it over.
Yep, that's why Austin Jr. is great.
Delpesh now, good defense by Brad Green, but Newcastle can't come up with it. Johnson getting rejected. Now they have numbers. Fakes it, goes up. Oh my goodness! Well, he was about to take off, but in the end, he misses the dunk.
They had numbers, Josh. That's what they need to get. Can't afford those. And these little silly passes that they keep making to Delpesh are going to turn me crazy. They're really difficult to catch. It's easy for the defense to get their hands in there. But on the other end, Bristol not, executing their 3-on-2. They've got to put that one away.
I really like, though, what Brad Green does. He just sinks back inside the paint.
Yeah.
Because he knows it's a 2-on-1, where he's just in enough. It's like a game of cat and mouse. Contest who's ever got the ball, but also just be enough space away for potentially who he's going to pass to. And you can see it's really fooling at times.
Yeah. And
Newcastle's transition.
Yeah. But also, why I love Brad Green is how early he works, especially on the offensive end. You'll see if he's on the opposite side of the rim and the shot goes up, he'll start working early to get the rebound.
Well, of course, Basel fans, great games coming up in the British Basketball League. A little bit of a traditional rivalry between the Plymouth City Patriots and the Surrey Scorchers. That's on Saturday on the YouTube platform of the British Basketball League. Well, you can also catch Manchester Giants next Sunday, as they will be taking on the Bristol Flyers. That is going to be a very, very big game, depending how results go tonight. Well, on Sunday at 6 p.m., Cheshire Phoenix, team who have won the trophy back in 2022, last season's runners-up. They will be hosting the Plymouth City Patriots at the Cheshire Oaks Arena. It's all live on the British Basketball YouTube platform.
Talking about the Patriots, they got that first dub, 88-81 versus Caledonia. And this is why I like this new setup in the trophy, because it doesn't matter about the regular season. Plymouth is at the bottom of the table, but they go ahead, they get a big win versus Caledonia, who's second in the table. And now, anything can happen. The Cinderella teams can come out and really make a run for this trophy.
Baseline ball to the Eagles. 13 left, but another turnover, and again, sloppy basketball. Those games becoming like a roller coaster. You see one team going a bit of momentum, an 8-0, 7-0 run, you name it. 12-0 run we saw in the first quarter, but then at times they go missing.
Yeah, it gets wiped out really quick. Both teams just need to lock in a little bit, but let's see this last 2 possessions of the game.
14 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Another deep 3 by Keedy Johnson, unable to connect.
Way too early, in my opinion. Josh shouldn't have shot that quick at 14 seconds on the shot clock.
What Ricky McGill's doing now, slowing this one down. If they run this right down to their 24, won't give Bristol enough time to get the ball up the floor. Here comes the ball screen. Johnson penetrates, stumbles, nowhere to go. That's going to be a 24-second violation. So Bristol will get it back with 2 seconds left here in the second quarter. Well, we have seen crazier things. We've seen 0.3 seconds cross-court in. Evan Walsh get a shot off.
Yeah, well, 2 seconds is a long time. You've got enough. Going to call a timeout. Yes, Coach Kapoulas probably draw up something going full court.
Well, it's 3.7. They've just adjusted.
Added. Well, then they've even got more time. Good timeout. You might as well use it or lose it. So why not? Especially when it's so close. And these are the things you practice, right? I definitely did when I was playing, plays that last second shots, you do full court shots, you do out of bounds, sideline, you do everything to get ready for the moments like this, because it's going to come down to the, important plays like this.
Well, it's definitely an exciting game between two teams. Newcastle win tonight. It will look very good for them. Bristol, as we mentioned, they must win this game, Azania. It's so imperative for them.
Yeah, and that's kind of like disappointing, right? Because this is only their second game of the trophy, where Newcastle, this is their third. But this is the way it's set up. It's 4 games, 2 at home, 2 away. So it's so important to protect home court advantage. And then we're playing down in the finals in Birmingham. So it's a great Friday night. Also, Manchester Giants and London Lions, they're also playing this evening, who are also in this group B.
Well, a very big month ahead, not only in the trophy, but also next month, as he will be leading GB into the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers. But ultimately, right now, his goal, you can see there, Unless they're just trying to pull Josh Green back. I don't think he's allowed to do that. We'll get it inbound. They turn it over. Austin Jr., he turns it right over. Well, Basel fans, that is the end of the first half. It is indeed a 1-point lead to the Bristol Flyers. You can see Newcastle almost coming up with a quick opportunity, but great game so far.
Yeah, wonderful game. Well done, Austin Jr. running and stealing that. But well done, great first half.
Well, Basel fans, we'll take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. It is the second half of this game in the British Basketball League Trophy between the Newcastle Eagles and our hosts, the Bristol Flyers. And Zania, it's been a very, very good game so far.
Yeah, really good. There's not much you can pick any difference. For me, here's the stats. There is pretty even across the board. Assists the same. Total rebounds, Newcastle winning that a little bit more. But what is sticking out is 12 turnovers for Newcastle. The fact that only down one, they need to clean that up in the second half.
Well, as you mentioned, the three-point count hasn't been spectacular from the Bristol Flyers, but maybe something they can take care of in the second half. But, the 12 turnovers you mentioned, that's been a tough one. But, how can they clean this up?
Yeah, I mean, there's really, not looking after the ball, kind of not being, what would you call it, strong with the ball. And for me, on Bristol's side, is that they're letting Newcastle get to the rim way too easy.
Well, we're going to go relive all the big action from the first half as we give you the story of the first half. Well, again, it was some good basketball from both these two teams. Bristol trying to make things happen in transition, but you mentioned defense was the key ingredient for them in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you're right. And Bristol started a little bit slow, missed some wide open layups, but then also we saw a game of kind of runs, right? We saw a 12-0 run, a 7-0 run, and we've got a 1-point game. There was nobody who really, who then went ahead. The other team came back. They both had that moment. So for me, I can't call this. Like I said, I think it's going to go down to the end. I'm glad Brad Green got hit in the knee, but he's back.
Well, you mentioned, of course, Brad Green going out. That was a big loss for them because they didn't have a backup center. But, you know, credit to Bristol. They found a way to compete in this one as Larry Austin Jr. coming from the mid-range. But, you know, this team in transition, they are terrifying.
Yeah, excellent. They really just put their head down and get to the rim. But what Bristol have done well is attacked that middle key area, little jump shots there. Bell getting to the rim. He's been wonderful in the first half.
Of course, it's been good stuff from both these two teams. You can see the good passing. 3 consecutive three-pointers coming from Ricky McGill. They need him to get back on fire if they're going to break the hearts of these Bristol Flyers fans tonight.
Yeah, we saw a little shootout, didn't we? A little three-point contest. And then here to finish. And a nice little finish with the left hand.
Well, of course, this is the first half of action, and what a game it's been so far here between the Bristol Flyers and the Newcastle Eagles. Well, Basel fans, we're going to show you some of the action from last week's games as we show you Leicester Manchester and Sheffield versus Caledonia.
Lewis looking to drive baseline into a double team. Kicks it out. Here is Borsier. Nice pass to find William Lee, who gets that mid-range 2 to go. Teddy Allen for 3. Drains the 3. Borsier driving inside. Nice finish from Mason Borsier. Walsh again pushing in transition. It's going to be a blocking foul, and count it. Stolen by Manchester. Lewis pulls up from the elbow, drains it. Teddy Allen driving inside, puts it off the glass and in.
They've got to start capitalising on some of these stops.
Stolen away by Holmes, and he jams it in. Here's Teddy Allen to the basket. Oh, what a follow! And Myron Thomas, put back jam.
An X factor at some points for this team.
Oh, jammed in. Stolen by Teddy Allen, and somehow gets that layup to go in transition. Lewis hesitates, puts it on the floor. Oh, nice move, count it, and the foul. So you certainly don't know what to expect with this team. And Teddy Allen, what a move, gets it to go with a finger roll at the other end. One on a couple of 7-0 runs in this game. They can go on one more. Well and truly game on. Nice pass, and Myron Thomas jams it in.
A lot of power in that play. Oh, one.
Gets it to go and count it. Walsh driving baseline, swings to Robertin. Great pass. Lewis dancing through the lane. Nice find into the big fella. Myron Thomas at the elbow, puts it on the floor, looking for Adowu, who jams it in. Momentum shifting in Leicester's favour. Nice pass into Teddy Allen. He gets it to go.
As we see TJ Law there, who's been effective from the three-point line.
Oh, nice finger roll from Lowell. And that'll do it. Leicester Riders with an important win in their British Basketball League trophy campaign, their second win of the competition.
Ollie Hodgins with the up and under. Beautiful 25-on-25 crime. Clifton Moore Jr. just muscles that one up. Oh, look at that. Ollie Hodgins being the distributor with a beautiful dime bounce pass. It's identity time for the Sharks. Who is your killer? And there you go. On cue, DeVereaux Ramsey answers that question. And they can't really focus the Sheffield Sharks on one player because everyone, including Patrick Whelan, seem to be feeling it. Just when they needed it, Nichols comes up big. Back to Ramsey. Stop on a dime. Does he have enough? Yes, he does.
Feeling good, and like I said, you just need to see the ball go in, and then this is when the pressure starts to build on Caledonia, you know.
Caledonia needs a set play. They need an instant bucket.
Gladiators have gone to his zone.
Wow. Oh my. and the scoring streak continues. Gareth Murray does not have enough timeouts in his pocket. The Beast, if he's going to keep scoring, keep giving him the rock. Look at this. Circus shot in.
Sharp.
Bothwell on the drive, hung up in the middle there, but gets it off the glass, stayed with it. Well done. Coutinho. Why not? Why not? Oof, that's pretty. That's tough to defend. Head fake, drive, floater. Gets his own rebound. Well done. And that is some serious desire. Oh, that was a dagger. Big three coming off the hands of Fraser Malcolm. Caledonia starting to flex their muscle. Up and under. Just too quick, Jalen Pipkins.
Beautiful.
Oof, I mean, he is Houdini tonight. Ramsey got that to fall somehow.
Oh, Caledonia. Why not put the cherry on top? Because points do matter if some, you know.
80-72, and that's how this game will end, with Caledonia getting their first win.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. This is the trophy month, and again, big fixtures coming up. At the moment, London Lions leading only by 5 points against the Manchester Giants. That game, of course, having big significance of what's going on here tonight. Remember, Bristol needs to win to keep their trophy alive. On Saturday, tomorrow, Plymouth City Patriots will be hosting the Surrey Scorchers. And on Sunday, an exciting doubleheader. The Giants will be hosting the Bristol Flyers. Cheshire Phoenix will be taking on the Plymouth City Patriots. And of course, on Thursday, January the 18th, it will be the Caledonia Gladiators as they will host the Surrey Scorchers. January becoming the trophy month of the British Basketball League. But basketball fans, we are, of course, in the thick of the trophy basketball action, and the finals weekend is fast approaching. It's going to be an event you do not want to miss. And Troy Deeney, yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Troy Deeney, can tell how you can be a part of this big action.
The British Basketball League is unbeatable. Join me for the 2024 British Basketball League Trophy Finals on the 27th and the 28th of January. A weekend of unbeatable basketball and entertainment. Click the link to get your tickets. Watch on Sky Sports and YouTube.
Oh, what a jam!
Well, again, Basel fans, the British Basketball League Trophy is going to be a very exciting month, of course. Zania, you going to be there?
I am. Live in action down in Birmingham. Or up in Birmingham, should we say.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting event, to say the least. And the question will be, could one of these two teams be there at the finals? But, you know, tonight, that man, Andreas Kapoulis, needs his team to come up with a crucial and imperative victory as they lead by 1 point as we begin the second half.
I think this third quarter is important, especially for Bristol. Being at home, get your crowd into it right away.
Well, Ed Udansky, our head referee, giving the ball to Larry Austin Jr. The Eagles getting the very first possession. Tempo's got to be crucial here in the early moments. And as we've seen with this game, it's been like a roller coaster. Both teams building leads. And the other one coming back, and that's not one way to stop it. Ricky McGill feeling there was a bit of contact there, but nothing given. Currently, the Flyers have Allison, Corey Samuels, Keedy Johnson, Roel, Graham Bell, and Brad Green currently on the floor. Green, of course, having to leave the game early as he went to a bit of knee collision with Larry Austin Jr. Graham Bell getting his pocket picked here by Larry Austin Jr.
Fantastic defense.
Gets another turnover, but you know, you mentioned it, Bristol's defense has been very good tonight.
Yeah, for me, I think it has. It's cleaned up a little bit, but Austin Jr., for me, I just think he needs to put the ball on the glass. But Graham Bell also has been doing a fantastic job getting to the rim, being aggressive, and here they are, out of bounds play.
Left wide open, takes the three-pointer, can't get it. Offensive rebound by Graham Bell. It's a double team. No travel or foul called, but the Flyers still maintain this. Time winding down on the shot clock. Johnson now still finds it. Another turnover. Nelson Jr. with another steal. A bit of anxiety from both these two teams, Zanio.
Yeah, a little bit. Just calm down. They started the game like this also.
Well, another three-pointer by Ricky McGill, and he is trying to get back where he finished off in the first half. He had 3 threes in a row. That's his 4th one tonight.
Yeah, he shoots a great clip there. He has 7 from 16, and he has 4 of those 7.
Samuels going baseline, trying to find Brad Green. Big man goes up, avoids the block. Gets some rebound, still can't finish. It's going to be a blocking foul, so 2 free throws coming up for Brad Green.
Yeah, and he's disappointed at himself. He knows he can finish those, but at least he's stuck with it, giving himself an extra chance. He shakes his head. He knows he's better than that, especially around the rim.
The Eagles players protest, and they felt that Green went in with his shoulder, so he probably, again, I thought it was a good post move, to be honest. Just a very physical, aggressive move by the big man. Joining Bristol this season, remember playing his university basketball in California, of course, went to the same university as the GB General Luke Nelson, played as a freshman when Nelson was a senior. We can see at the moment 8 offensive rebounds coming for the Bristol Flyers, and something that could make a big difference in this game, Zania.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, and with that multiple three-point shots there, and put back by Taj Green, but it was Brad Green going over and over again those offensive rebounds.
Well, Flyers trying to tie this game up, maybe take the lead with a three-pointer. Johnson off one screen, finds Corey Samuels. Samuels getting bumped, goes in with a teardrop, can't get it. Now Newcastle trying to extend to their lead. Down the middle, finds Taj Green. Good recovery defense coming from the Flyers.
Yeah, really good defense by the Flyers. They're locked in, you can see.
Finds Defoe, time winding down. Austin in the corner, 3 is up. Again, rattles its way in and out, but a foul's gonna be called, and that's tough on Bristol because collectively they did everything right defensively, but commit a foul in the box out.
Yeah, time's running down. You're right, they've done everything you need on the defensive end, and then this resets the shot clock to 14.
Johnson quickly off the inbound, takes a mid-range, can't connect with it. This game's had its up and downs, of course. We saw a bright spark between them in the second quarter. But at the moment, Bristol trying to find that identity here on their offense.
Really the same in the first quarter, wasn't it? Both teams kind of struggling, trying to get themselves going.
It's the third steal of the game now for Larry Austin Jr. Goes in, and hey, you're absolutely right, of course. I mean, second quarter, it's when they found their confidence from the perimeter. They started getting high percentage looks, of course.
Yeah, but what you don't want to do is get Austin Jr. start talking, feeling good. He's so good at stealing the ball.
Samuel's wide open. Again, rattles its way in and out. He's leading by 4. Well, this is a matchup we like to see here. Defoe going up against the younger Brad Green. Veteran can't get it, but another foul on the rebound. And you mentioned it, Larry Austin Jr., he's feeling confident.
Yeah, he just is a go-getter. Look, this shot goes up. You would think Bristol should get the rebound, but no, shakes off his defender, goes after the ball. He does a wonderful job, hence why he had those 11 rebounds that last game. He had 19 points, and then obviously the steals. He had 6 steals last game. I guarantee he's going to be on the run to beat that.
But also it's the energy, as you mentioned. Like, he's just so hungry to prove a point tonight.
Yeah, it's not tonight, it's every night. He plays like that, he plays hard, like he has a point to prove. He's talking, you can see he's talking to the bench. I don't know who he's talking to, but he lives for the moment. And there's no doubt he's not going to put his heart and soul on the court.
Well, this is a problem for Bristol because 2 players, they're playing at the 5 position tonight, Brad Green, but also Levi Bradley, who, you know, naturally that's not his spot because of the absence of Leslie Smith. They both have 3 fouls. So if you're Newcastle, you want to go right at the big man, don't you?
Right, immediately.
Johnson coming off the ball screen. Getting the switch, got it by Roel Graham-Bell. Step back 3-pointer. Unable to get this one. Bristol still trying to push it. There's a foul. The question is, was this one on the ground or was he in the process of shooting?
Well, that's where Bristol is so good, like I spoke about. There's multiple fouls and slaps from Jordan Johnson and Taj Green. But that's where Bristol's fantastic, Josh, when they can get out in transition, really attack the rim, and really give a taste of their own medicine to Newcastle.
Well, it was called a shooting foul, so 2 free throws at the moment coming up for Tavon Ollison. I guess Bristol at the moment, they just need one player to really step into the frame and, you know, just to give this team a little bit of some inspiration in their offense, because you can't see where the points are coming.
No, but the thing is, they're still in the game. You know what I mean? At times, you're like, the score should be way bigger, a bigger margin, but they do stick around, they play hard, and that's a fine example of Coach Kapoulis' type of team.
Johnson finding Ricky McGill. 3-point lead to Newcastle. He getting the switch on defense. Got it by Graham Bell. Goes for a Hail Mary 3 from no man's land, but can't get it. Taj Green offensive rebound. And the lane goes up with it. Well, they sent Roel Graham Bell flying, but Newcastle much better going for second chances.
Yeah, great job. They both knew where the defenders were, took their time, shared the ball, attacked the rim.
5-point lead to Newcastle. Austin drawing another foul, so he'll go back to the free throw line. This one's going to be called against Larry Austin Jr.
I think that's the right call. The referee had a great look and view at that. Just that hand on that hip as he shot the ball kind of gave him a little nudge in the air.
Well, this is incredible right now. Larry Austin Jr. is currently 7 assists, 1 rebound away from a triple-double, but also 4 steals away from a potential quadruple-double.
Well, there you go. I told you, I knew that. That steal stat was going to be up there high in 6. He had 6 last game, so all I need is There's one more to break it from last game, and that's why I picked him, a guy to look out for. I just think it's his heart and his effort that is unmatched.
If he gets a quadruple double tonight, I'm
Wow.
buying a Newcastle Eagles jersey with his name on the back.
Okay.
And I'm buying one for you too.
Okay, we're rocking him.
The Newcastle staff are listening to what I just said. If he gets that quadruple double, I don't think I've ever remembered a player with that kind of stat line here in the British Basketball League. Someone might need to ask Dan Routledge. Well, another foul's been called, so it will be a baseline ball to Newcastle. Still leading by 3 points. Finding Johnson, Newcastle trying to extend this to a 2-possession lead. Takes the deflection, goes out of bounds. That will remain Eagles ball, 10 on the shot clock.
Do you know that this game is also streamed on TikTok? How about that? British Basketball TikTok. It's kind of cool.
Again, we've had some questions already on TikTok about the highest performing players for both these two teams. And, well, Zane, I'm going to leave that one down to you, of course.
Well, it's Austin Jr. We just talked about his stat, didn't we?
Well, again, Johnson from no man's land. Something out of nothing, but that's a very good question, of course. The fans watching live on TikTok at the British Basketball League, you talk about Larry Austin Jr. for the Newcastle Eagles, but, you know, who would be the most productive player for the Bristol Flyers, I guess?
Yeah, and, you know, they're kind of balanced scoring across the way.
Again, a big welcome to all the fans watching live on TikTok as Larry Austin Jr. can't finish this one. Taj Green, another offensive rebound. Johnson makes the contact. I think they're going to call an offensive foul, I believe. No. Oh, yeah.
It is. But the scoring is pretty balanced. Onison with 10, Jacob 4, Samuelson 7, Graham Bell 9.
Well, Basel fans, 4:24 to go. We'll take a short break and we will be back momentarily. Well, Jordan Johnson took this three-pointer from the Angel of the North and just landed it here on the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol. That was a Hail Mary three-pointer.
I love that, Josh. Well done. Giving us the Newcastle history.
Well, big shout out to Matt Hardy for my lessons on the history of Bristol, of course. 6-point lead to Newcastle. Flyers looking to find something from this offense. Again, now going with Levi Bradley at the 5. Smart play by Bradley, drawing the contact, and that's going to be 2 free throws. And that's some way that, you know, the confidence isn't really coming from their offense at the moment. But you mentioned they're still in it, but going to the free throw line, one way they can frustrate the Eagles.
Yeah, that's important. You got to keep being aggressive, attack the rim, put the pressure on the referees. But he swings through and then hits Delpesh. And their free throws, they are very important. You've got to make them.
It's interesting you mentioned some of the second missed free throw of the night here for Bristol, but the case of Newcastle, 10 for 16 as he makes the second one. Going down now to a 5-point ball game. Both teams as well with 8 offensive rebounds each. Johnson penetrates. Yeah, tough finish by Jordan Johnson.
Huge finish. Just goes downhill, gets on the right-hand side, strong. Wonderful job by him.
It's interesting line they've got here with Levi Bradley at the 5 as they go for a deep 3 in the corner. Now we'll do their confidence. A world of good.
Yeah. And Green says, my bad, coach. Coach Mark, he knew it. He was out of position. And Flyers made them pay.
Slight little gamble, but it led to a 3-pointer. 2-possession ball game. Gill penetrating now, pulls up from 18. And a tough play by Ricky.
Ah, that's beautiful. If you don't like basketball, that will definitely make you love it. The nice pull-up right on the dime and the beautiful finish.
Well, Ricky putting it back to a 6-point deficit. Another turnover. This time he comes up with a steal. Why not? Ricky left wide open, 4 threes. Can't get this one. Quite a big volume tonight, but it's wide open for sure. He's going to take it as Johnson goes in. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and he wants the and one. Claps at the referees, has a great point. Tough, strong, physical. Plays really for the bump. I've seen him stop in motion just to wait for the defense to hit him.
Just amazed how he hung in the air and just made so much contact. It's a big 3-pointer from Corey Samuels. Back-to-back triples for Bristol.
They're not going anywhere, Josh. They're answering the call right back. Newcastle make a little run, but they don't go anywhere.
Newcastle for sure trying to keep the lead because they know this home crowd. Come crunch time, they're going to be a 6th player on the floor for the Flyers. Nice dime finding Taj Green. A tough play. Nice little 1-2 punch between Taj Green and Johnson. It's a tough pass to catch. You would know that, of course.
Yeah, it is. You got to have your hands ready at all times, especially when you're a post player.
Oh, nice Euro step, but Euro steps, I think. It's quite a one too many, I think. Now Johnson pushing. He down the middle. Too much, but Taj Green getting his 4th offensive rebound. With the putback no good. McGill now coming up a loose ball, and again, a worrying sign for the Eagles of Zania. Larry Austin Jr. on the ground.
Ankle or knee, I don't know, but I don't like it. He's not in pain. He's in a lot of pain. Or is it arm?
Looks like he's holding onto his left arm, yeah.
His elbow maybe? Broken? Or no? Looks like it's going a different way, but I'm not sure about that. I don't want to assume anything.
It does look like he's in a world of pain, of course, and fingers crossed here for Larry Austin Jr. that he's going to be okay.
I didn't even see it happen. It was loads of bodies that were colliding together, and good. I don't want to assume anything. He just fell on his hands. So wonderful see when you see a player get up, can walk by themselves and just walk it off and hopefully, but his arm was looking the wrong way for a second, but I just think it was the camera angle.
Well, as you mentioned, it's just a very good sign to see that he's up and he's okay.
Gosh.
I mean, worst case, it's going to be maybe a bit of bruising, a bit of swelling, but like you said, the most important thing is he's up and he looks like he's okay.
Yes, because I didn't like that scene for a second, so good. Okay, so we're back into action, and for me, Bristol's doing a good job. They're sticking around, especially if we're going to go into this 4th. It's going to be important for them to give themselves a chance. A big moment for Newcastle, losing Austin Jr., who's been playing wonderful defense and then getting anything he wants at the rim.
Ricky going for a little teardrop, another offensive rebound. Nice dime finding McGill. Goes up, tough play, but what a dime coming from Johnson.
This Newcastle team really, they find each other in really wonderful positions to be great around the basket.
It's going to be an offensive foul. You can see the reaction from Mark Studel.
And Defoe, as he makes the reaction for the charge. Here we go. Watch Defoe, if we can see him there on the right-hand side. He goes, whoop, punches forward.
Looked
there
more
we
like
go.
a martial arts pose there.
Yeah, for a charge signal. That's what you do as if you're a referee. Thank you, Defoe.
7-point lead. We're under a minute to go in the third quarter. Newcastle in control, but they have lost Larry Austin Jr. We'll get an update on how he's doing momentarily. Alley-oop. Oh my goodness. Well, that's the one connection we want to see, but Larry Austin is back, of course. He's looking okay at the moment.
That was quick, wasn't it?
Didn't even see
Didn't
him
even
come
see
back
him
on.
in the game. Look what he's doing.
Trying to go in the corner now. That's Levi Bradley, left wide open. Yeah, good look, but just unable to finish. Goes out of bounds. Now will be take possession to the Bristol Flyers. Well, very anxious scenes here from the home crowd, knowing the lost time means that it's going to be all over for them in the British Basketball League trophy. Three goes back again. Nice one there.
Good. Set his feet. Nice high arcing shot.
Well, they've had some good looks here in the third quarter. It's something they've got to keep going to in the fourth if they're going to try and come back and win. Johnson finds Del Pesh, goes in, teardrop, and again, a beautiful play.
Right on the money, just at the end of that third quarter.
Well, Basel fans, it is a 6-point lead to the Newcastle Eagles as we head into the final 10 minutes to find out who's going to come out with a victory. But at the moment, we'll take a short break and we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. 10 final minutes here in the fourth quarter. The question will be, can Bristol hang on to the British Basketball League trophy existence at the moment? Now down by 6 points. Again, a very predictable pass as Newcastle come up with this still, but Azania, they throw it right away.
Yeah, that's what we saw in the first half, right? They had 12 turnovers, 12 too many, in my opinion. Mark isn't going to be happy with that, Coach Mark. And that's the turnovers that I'm talking about. You've got the rebound, look after the ball, and get yourself going.
Going for a deep one. Are you kidding me? One way to start the fourth quarter, and one way to build the confidence.
And that's from that turnover. You turn the ball over. Now you give Bristol another opportunity. And he hits the three right down the middle.
Combined total of 15 three-pointers between these two teams. See a couple of cookouts between them at the moment, but now McGill, still with the ball in his hands, has to force up another Hail Mary three-pointer, can't get it. Bristol's offense has looked at times lifeless, but Zany, they're still in this game, as you said.
They so are, and you know, like I said, they're going to play hard till the very last second. It's the way Coach Kapulis is as a person and how he likes to play and get his teams.
Green posting up, kicking this one out. And this one's coming down with snow, but not going in. That was a hell of a high arc. Ariosa Jr., this man went down to the ground, but he is simply tough as nails, Azania.
Yeah, he is. But also, do you see the perfect pass? Put it on the plate for him to go, you know, catch it into stride, straight to the rim.
Finds Levi Bradley, catches a tough pass, but it's going to be a push in the back here from Darius Defoe. Well, there you see, he puts his hand up. We've seen it for the first time. The players agreed now.
Yeah, it's my fault. Let's have a look. Yeah, puts both hands down.
I don't think he agreed with it at first, but you're right there. I think he clarified. My fault, coach. Bradley going off the inbound. Can't get it. He'll secure the rebound. Leading by 5 points. Johnson trying to put on a turbo mode, but he can't finish this one. Bristol going for another deep three, and again, 2 3-pointers here in the fourth quarter. And confidence has been contagious at the moment for the Bristol Flyers. Timeout to Newcastle.
Yeah, not seen enough. He's probably just going to have a little bit of a word. You always need to carry your hand, especially see how you're just way off the shooter. Good job, Bristol. 2-point game, Josh. And this is it. You feel good. You feel confidence. Also, your crowd, your home, you know in the back of your head it's a must-win also. The time is now, and they're definitely showing up.
I'd say at some point this season, I need to go. I mean, first of all, I need to go to both places, but I just need to go to Bristol. I need to go and see a game because the atmosphere in this arena, I've been hearing it for years. It's just electrifying at times. Of course, there are your results from the Bristol Flyers so far in the trophy. Having lost one game so far, an emphatic loss against the Leicester Riders, and a tough one tonight. It's a do or die for them game tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's do or die, like you said. I think it's a little bit disappointing that that's the case, but you know, this is the way the tournament's set up, and there's Newcastle. They lost at London 99-77, won at Manchester pretty big and convincingly. And then tonight, you know, it's anyone's game. It's a 2-point game. If Newcastle win, and London Lions, who are also playing against Manchester right now, win, then that's it. Bristol chances to get to the next round, and then the trophy is over.
Well, Basel fans, if you are currently with us watching live on the YouTube platform, let us know who is your unbeatable player of the game. You can vote in the live chat of the British Basketball League.
Yeah, I'm going to need help. I get the last say. The decision is mine, but I'll definitely look into that voting poll.
2-point lead to Newcastle. McGill pulls up from 15 off the dribble. Just goes in and out, but another offensive board. Something is Zania. Newcastle has improved in the second half.
Yeah, Stel Pesh, look at him working hard down low. And then gets rewarded.
Now, you as a post player,
yes,
I don't think he gets enough credit for that. It's a simple seal-off, and that's something we just don't see enough these days.
No, and you've got to work early for that. And for me, it was his teammate. It's Brad Green also. It's the post battle right now. We've seen the 3-point battle. Now we're seeing the post go at it.
The day that we have another Zania Stewart or a player in the British Basketball League that becomes that ultimate go-to option in the post is going to be the day I'm a very happy fan. Well, foul has been called. We just love what this man offers to his team, an ultimate role player.
Yeah, but Del Pesh, as he turns into it, maybe just a tweak of the ankle or the knee, falls down. Has got to run that one off too. Newcastle also a little short in the bench. They've got this 3 and 6 on the bench who haven't seen any minutes. And Taj Green will come in for Del Pesh to just rest up, and hopefully he's not hurt too badly.
Johnson pulls up for another three-pointer. They went under the screen, but he misses this one. Bristol with a chance to tie the game up, maybe take the lead. It's another turnover. I like the intention of John Jacob, but he's got to finish that one. McGill again. Are you kidding me? What a move there by Ricky. He kept that in one hand.
He did. Lovely drive on the baseline, had his eyes up on the rim.
Another good play by Bristol. That's what you want to see from them, be very aggressive and attack the bucket.
Yeah, they have to. 6 minutes, 29. Here, crossover, gets to his left, hangs in the air, and then gets fouled. So he'll go to the free throw line for 2, where free throws now are just so important. This last 6.5 minutes, you cannot afford to leave any points left out there.
Well, you mentioned it very well. There are only 2 missed free throws for Bristol, but at this point, it could be a case you don't want to look back in this game and think that the outcome could have been different had you made all your free throws. And there's 3 times. You make all 3 of those, it's a 1-point ball game. Well, he looks on quite anxiously at the moment.
One from 2.
3-point lead, Newcastle trying to hold on to this one, knowing a win tonight would end the British Basketball League trophy season for the Bristol Flyers. Defoe trying to bully his way in, draws the contact, and go to the free throw line. Well, veteran player, he's put on a clinic there at the moment.
Yeah, good job. They realized the mismatch in strength. And there was one play like that in the first half, exactly the same, that he fouled him. Was the only way to stop him or send him to the line for 2, and he's going to have to hit the bench for a little bit.
And that's going to be the 4 fouls, as you mentioned, for Bradley. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, and, you know, most of them have come having to guard Defoe. It's a lot. He's strong, he's wise, he takes his time, and he just kind of lures you into a foul.
Yeah, that's tough, of course, because, you know, he has to play that position due to the absence of Leslie Smith. But, you know, collectively as a team, they got to help him out.
Yeah, they do. Maybe send a double, you know, maybe make him pass it out, get it out of his hands.
Jacob now crossover, step back, 3-pointer, big time 3. Bristol not going anywhere, as you mentioned.
Yeah. And Austin Jr. on skates also.
Looks like they go into a high 3-2 zone defense. It's a penetration, Ricky goes up. Great job there by Brad Green. And now Bristol, chance to take the lead. Jacob, 3 in transition, it's up, got it! Big time 3, and now it's a 2-point lead. Bristol, all of a sudden, Azania back in the lead.
Yeah, back in the lead. Crowd love it. And Mark Strudel needs a timeout.
Well, again, that was the block by the big green machine. Almost came up with a turnover. Confidence is contagious. And at the moment, Bristol, they've caught the contagious confidence bug.
Yeah, and he just walked straight into that 3-point shot. Really good, and exactly the time that you want your home crowd, as we see the kid in the middle loving it, doing up his dancing moves. And this is a big momentum play and time for Bristol. They're up 2, and it's the defensive end what is so good for them, because as soon as they get that stop, it ignites their offense and they're off to the races.
You love the side of the fans in this arena. A town like Bristol divided with 2 very loyal football fan bases, the Rovers and City, of course, the Robins. At the moment, united through one very good basketball team. That's what I love about this town. You know, my grandmother used to live in a very small village close to Bristol called Yate, but, well, now, oh, you got your luggage checked in?
Yeah, we got some
That's brilliant.
Hostess. Yeah, I love that. And here goes the double-double green machine. 10 points and 11 rebounds. He's pretty much a walking double-double. Incredible job by him. He's making his run for a player of the game.
Newcastle need a response at the moment. Just over 5.5. It's a 6-0 run from the Flyers. Back-to-back 3-pointers from Jacob. Takes the flash and goes out of bounds, but that will remain Newcastle ball. Johnson here in the corner. Smothered on defense. Going around a ball screen. Nowhere to go. Great job by Larry Austin Jr. Defoe can tie it up, and he does just that. The veteran, Big Chief.
Big shot. That's what he loves, that kind of 15-footer around that space. There's money from that shot.
Nice fade away from the mid-range, but again, it's on target, but hits the back iron. If you're a neutral fan of Zania, this is the game you've come to watch here in the British Basketball League. Taj Green gets caught in the double team. One more pass. Johnson, he fires up for a three, and it's back and forth as Newcastle regain the lead by 3 points. Well, Basel fans, 4:45 to go. We'll take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. 3-point ball game. Half of the fourth quarter. Newcastle Eagles, after going on a 6-0 run down here from the Bristol Flyers, find themselves back in control. Goes down the lane, puts a teardrop up, and again, the rebound's been secured by Eagles.
And last couple of possessions here, Eagles have slowed down. They usually get the ball and go, but they've decided to slow the ball down and run a play. I don't know if that's their style or their best way to score, or I can just be quiet and they can do that too, eh?
Well, it's always the case when you got to play like Ricky McGill, because when the offense breaks down, just give them the ball and he'll isolate.
Yeah, well, usually they're out in transition, but right now they're deciding to just run the clock.
What's up here from Roel Graham-Bell? Another three-pointer coming up. Again, it was a good look, but he's got to knock that one down. 4 minutes to go, down by 5. Bristol fighting for everything to stay in the British Basketball League trophy. Newcastle trying to break their hearts. McGill, that's going to go out of bounds. That will be possession back to the Flyers. Well, timeout has been called as these two teams will talk it over, but it's been an overtime for these two teams at the moment. Still very close.
Yeah, just going back and forth, and I think, yeah, Bristol have called a timeout. Coach Poulis wants to just make sure, sharpen up a few things. But like I said, Newcastle have decided to slow their offense down, walk the ball up, kill the clock, and really execute. And then the other game of the evening, Manchester Lions up in Manchester, really close game, 2-point game, 77 Manchester, 79 London Lions. I would double screen. I've got it, I'm not gonna lie. We're watching it here as well. I'm doing my job and watching the game, so really exciting evening of British basketball in the trophy. Such an important game for Bristol. If they win this, they keep their hopes alive. If Newcastle and London win, that's it. It's done.
Big time on their call by Andreas Kapoulis. 3:41 to save the trophy season for them. They did get to the former British Basketball League Cup final back in 2020, only to lose in the final. But again, a chance then to turn things around here tonight. Green in the paint goes to that jump hook. Again, that is simply automatic from the big man.
Easy money for Brad Green. Just add to the score, and his rebounding. He's just so solid for me, and you know, you just know what you're going to get from him. Real flat line, no real motions. One of my favorite post plays in the league.
Now we're under 10 on the shot clock. Let's try to extend this one. McGill hanging in the air, finds Darius Defoe. I think a foul's going to be called against Larry Austin Jr. Wow. Great job by Taj Green to hold Larry Austin Jr. back, because he probably could have picked up a technical.
I think Newcastle also have done a better job, because as a team, because their motions can flare really high. We've seen them all get a technical at one point, but they've done a much better job when things don't go their way. They really huddle, they help each other, you know, and to control those emotions.
Well, our official Tahir Akar currently just sorting out an issue with the table. Just a story about Tahir Akar. I used to be a PE teacher at the International School of London.
Really?
We had a new Turkish teacher one day. He was holding an England basketball notepad. I said, oh, I used to play basketball. She said, my husband's a referee. Who's your husband? Tahir Akar. Great guy. I've known him for years. Great referee as well.
Who don't you know, Josh?
I know a lot of people.
Yeah, you do.
I can't say I've got many friends, though.
Oh my God, I'm your friend.
Oh, I'm happy now. Well, three-pointers up, no good. And the rebound secured by Larry Austin Jr. Well, that was a big, big shot there for the Flyers.
Massive rebound as well.
Patience needs to be the key now for Newcastle. They have the lead. There's still 2 fouls to give. We'll put them in the penalty. Johnson penetrating. Time winding down. Johnson down the middle, puts up the teardrop, can't get it. That's going to be a 24-second violation. Great defense from the Flyers.
Wonderful job. The Newcastle Eagles are arguing with the referee, saying the ball hit the rim. Not to worry, we'll get it back, but I'm pretty sure it did, as Austin Jr. got that rebound.
Turnovers for the Eagles. Could that come back to haunt them? Another 3 from the Flyers up, and it's good. And we're all tied apiece at 82.
Bristol isn't going anywhere. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, this game is going to go down to the wire. I called it. It's going to be a good one. It's the team that can execute, who can get multiple looks at the basket, who can rebound.
20 combined three-pointers between both of them. Darius has got to shoot this, and the shot clock can't get it. Larry Austin Jr. with a huge offensive rebound.
Told you, he's the big part of this team. Bristol needed that rebound, but Austin Jr. has other ideas.
He now splits the defense, goes inside the key, but again can't get it. And that's going to be another 24-second violation. Well, Newcastle Zania choking under intense pressure at the moment.
Yeah, they are. That's 2 back-to-back shot clock violations by Bristol. They've done their job. You know, they've got 2 stops and hit that big 3. It's a tied game, plenty of time.
Down the lane now, tries to take the lead. Can't get it. Green comes up with a loose ball. Was that the right shot to take?
I don't know. I think that's an all right shot, especially that you had Brad Green going towards the rim to rebound, but good, strong rebound from Taj Green.
Bristol do have fouls to give. Newcastle up 1 to give. Time winding down again. Johnson's going to have to force this up from the logo. And another 24-second violation.
Wow, this is incredible. An absolute collapse on the offensive end. where it doesn't suit them. I don't think the slow down game suits Newcastle. I called it out earlier. Get the ball, go and run. It suits Bristol to do that. 3 in a row, 19 turnovers, 3 in a row shot clock violation is playing into Bristol's hands.
Any bucket now will give them the lead. Bristol needs a win tonight. Here's 3 off the screen, can't get it. 14 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Somebody's leaving with a victory, but could we be going to overtime? That's the question. Double tonight for Larry Austin Jr. Goes behind the back. Almost turned over, keeps alive. Defoe down, outside the key. Got it! The Chief, the veteran. Again, age is just a number. 39 years young. Giving Newcastle a crucial 2-point lead, Zania.
He's giving fine line. He's giving, he knows that shot in and out. Big time shot. For me, it's the answer. Exactly what they want. They've gone to this style of slowing it down. Well, you know who it works for is Mr. Defoe. He loves a slower paced game. But now we have Bristol coming down with this offense. The shot clock will be off. Newcastle need to defend a good look, but Coach Caputis here. Let's make sure we get a bucket. I think you go for a 2, in my opinion. You don't need a 3 to win.
The way this team is playing tonight, I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if they do go for a 3-pointer, but...
They do love a 3, don't they?
Yeah.
Coach Caputis, let me see. He's going to do a little stagger down. You see it on the left-hand side. There's a double screen. And then a little flare on the right-hand side. I can't even hear him. All I'm doing is looking at his board.
Darius Defoe silencing this home crowd. I mean, he just had a couple of words for the Bristol fans and said, good night.
Nearly a turnover there off Austin Jr. So Brad Green's out of it, so he's pretty much wide open. That's a money shot any given night. It's nothing but net. They're up 2.
A big moment now for the Bristol Flyers. You mentioned a 2-pointer ties it up, but on the way they've gone here in the 4th quarter, you wouldn't be surprised. They do love the tray ball. Now they have advanced the ball, so it's going to be 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock for Bristol.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time, though.
Trying to come off one ball screen. Go at the moment. Johnson down the middle, turns it over. Darius Defoe, both ends of the floor.
But it calls a turnover.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he steals the ball, and then they say he travels with the ball, gives it back to, let's see, that's great. He moves his feet, steals it, and then kind of, yes, he does, he shuffles. It's because he picks, he stands his foot on Green's shoe.
Yep.
But it is the right call. It's a timeout now for Newcastle. They will have to set their defense. There's 6.8 seconds, but 4 seconds on the shot clock. Yes.
I'm confused by this timeout because Bristol don't have a timeout.
No, Mark called it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
They're on defense. That's my thing.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to make sure that it's set up. It's a big play.
Tough one though, because now you're giving Bristol a timeout to kind of orchestrate something to talk about. It's a very, I mean, it's an interesting one. I've never quite seen that before.
One thing they can't afford is a 3-point shot, I'll tell you that for free, and they can't afford to foul. They've got to play solid. They've got to put their body between the player and the basket. This is an important 6.8 seconds, but there is only 4 seconds on the shot clock. Also, on the other side is Manchester versus London. Manchester up 2 versus the top of the regular season, London Lions, but there's 3 minutes 47 seconds. So stick here for the 6.8 seconds, or like we're doing, double screen it.
It's a very interesting outcome here because if Bristol score 2 or 3, Newcastle do have a timeout to give. It is going to be a sideline ball to the Flyers. The shot clock has been turned off. We got to get the ball inbound. There's the 3. 3 is up. doesn't get it. The tip in. Again, no good. No foul called. Green for the win. And doesn't get it. It's all over. Newcastle have broken the hearts of every Bristolian fan here tonight.
Incredible. And you saw Mark Studel jump in the air and punch the air and say yes and come on. Wow. I held my breath for that last possession. So disappointed for Bristol. Player of the game for me is the guy I said watch out at the start. Mr. Double-double Austin Jr. Look at that, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 pretty steals.
Well, again, a great job there by Larry Austin Jr. Almost quadruple double numbers there.
Yeah, incredible. Really good. Well team effort from Newcastle, but well done Bristol. They put themselves in a position to win the game there, that last possession. Woo, I told you, Josh. It was going to come down to the wire. I knew it was going to be a really good game. Sadly for Bristol, they're going to have to keep an eye on the other game because, you know, Newcastle gets the dub.
Well, big shout out to the Bristol fans watching live on YouTube, and a big shout out to Russ Williams, a fan who's been consistently here supporting the Bristol Flyers. But you know, many players down, but you've also got to give kudos to the Newcastle Eagles and their great fan base. Another big win for them in the British Basketball League Trophy.
Yeah, fun game as they clap to their couple of fans there. Coach Kapoulis upset. He has every right to. His team pretty much did everything that they needed to. We'll have a look at the end of the game stats, because I think for me what's going to stand out with Newcastle was the turnovers. Look at that. They had 12 at half and they had 20 to finish the game. Boy oh boy, when Mark looks at that, he's going to think, oof, we got away with one.
Well, again, you mentioned coming into the game with 20 turnovers. I mean, that's quite a high number, but great job for them, you know, collectively to pull through for the victory. A phenomenal win here for the Newcastle Eagles.
Yeah, huge. And, you know, they had plays right at the end. I think Mr. Fineway Defoe did a wonderful job.
Well, of course, the other game going on tonight, a very exciting finish 2 minutes ago between the London Lions and the Manchester Giants. That's live on the other screen, but Newcastle Eagles fans, it's been since 2020 since they won the British Basketball League Trophy. Good, exciting times be coming back to Newcastle. Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a look at the other fixtures coming up. Remember, the other game's still going on with 2 minutes, as we mentioned, between Manchester and the London Lions. Well, on Saturday, tomorrow, you'll see the Plymouth City Patriots. They'll be hosting the Surrey Scorchers, which is a very traditional rivalry here in the last few years. Well, on Sunday, exciting doubleheader. Giants will be hosting the Flyers, while the Phoenix will be hosting the Plymouth City Patriots. Well, we're going to show you the Group B standing so far here in the British Basketball League Trophy. The London Lions still undefeated, but that could change tonight depending how things go for them in Manchester, followed up by the Leicester Riders. And Newcastle Eagles also with a record of 2-1. But unfortunately, it's all over, Azania, for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, disappointed. And I know Poulis would be upset. And then on the Group A side, Josh, it is anything can happen, all to play for. There it is at the top, Cheshire with one win, also Plymouth and Surrey. So anything can happen in that Group A.
Hey, I'm buzzing. I'm local. I'm a local Surrey person. Yes. Surrey Scorchers, things going very well for them. But, yo, magnificent game here tonight. The Newcastle Eagles, we're talking about the most historic and successful club in the British Basketball League, and they'll be going back with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, they really can build confidence from that. They're going to have to clean up the turnovers, way too many with 20, but played really good as a unit and a team, and they got the job done.
Well, Basel fans, we would like to say thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Bed. She's Queen Azania Stewart, but don't go anywhere. Make sure you go over and watch the game between the London Lions and the Manchester Giants.